Alright, hi everybody. So today we're going to talk about Objective 1.1, which is defining domain and range and function and determining examples of functions. So we're going to be given ordered pairs and mappings, and we're going to first of all find the domain and range. Second of all, we're going to find if it is a function or not. Alright, so a relation is a set of ordered pairs. An ordered pair is just anything in the form x comma y. Okay. The first value x is the domain or input value, and the second value in the ordered pair y is the range value or output value. Relations can be shown using a mapping, graph, table, or equation. So today we're going to focus on mappings, and we're going to focus on tables, and then we're going to go to equations and graphs soon later in the unit, okay? So number one, write the domain and range for each relation. So our relation on A is just three sets of ordered pairs. Okay, the domain is just listing the x values. That's all we have to do. Simply list the x values. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this squiggly bracket, and they did it for us. We did the first one for you. So the first element of our domain is -1. The next one is -2. The next one is -3, and then we just close our squiggly brackets. Okay, our range is 1, 3, and 5. Those are the elements of our range. Okay, so for letter B, our domain is A, B, C. We're simply just listing the x values, and our range is 1 and 3. Okay, now notice I didn't write 1, 1, 3. If an element in our range or our domain appears more than once, you don't write it more than once. You just write it one time when you're asking for the domain and range. Okay. All right, number 2, list the ordered pairs shown in the relation. So here we have our mapping, right? We have two groups of numbers, A and B. A is going to be our x and B is going to be our y. All right, so the first ordered pair we have is 1, 2. So this x1 maps to this 2y. Next one is 3, 2. Okay, then we have 5, 7. And then we have 9, 8. List the members of the domain in this relation. So what we're going to do is we're going to, in squiggly brackets, just simply list the x values. 1, 3, 5, 9, and then close the squiggly brackets. That's all we have to do. We're just listing the x values. 1, 3, 5, 9. All right? So list the members of the range. We're just going to simply list the y values. 2, 7, 8. Okay, notice I did not write the 2 twice. I only wrote it one time. Okay? Excuse me, number 3, list the ordered pairs shown in the relation. So this is kind of the same thing, except we have dots on a coordinate plane. So the first one is 2, 3. Okay, then we have 2, -2. Then we have 4, 2. Then we have 5, 3. And then we have 6, 2. Okay, members of the domain, simply just going to list the x values. 2, 4, 5, and 6. And then members of the range, just simply list the y values. 3, -2, 2, 3, and then we're not going to write 2 again because we don't need to write it more than once if it appears more than once. Okay, so function. A function is a special relation that has one or only one output value for each input value. If an input value repeats, it must have the same output value. If it doesn't, it is not a function. Functions can also be written as ordered pairs shown in graphs, mappings, charts, or an equation. Which examples above shows a function and why? So all of this is a fancy way of saying in order to be a function, we cannot have x's repeat. So if no x's repeat, then we have a function. Then it is a function. All right. Our x's are our inputs. So if no inputs repeat, if every input only has one output, then it is a function. So taking a look at this question, number 3, this is not a function because our x's repeat. We have one input that has two outputs. Okay. Number 2, this is a function. We have every ordered pair has a unique x value. X's do not repeat, so that is a function. And the same thing goes for number 1a and b. Those are both functions because each of the ordered pairs has a unique x. The x's do not repeat. Okay. All right, number 1 on the second page. Given the set of ordered pairs, determine whether the relation is a function. So let's take a look at the x values. We have -3, we have -2, we have -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is a function, yes. And the reason is because the x's do not repeat. Now, you might say, wait a minute, hold on. We have 2 3s, we have 2 2s, we have 2 1s, but those are our y's. Our y's can repeat, and we can still be a function. Okay? So for letter B, draw a mapping. What that means is this guy's our x and this guy's our y. And in this guy, in this circle, we're just gonna write our x values: -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And in here, we're gonna write our y values. Now, be careful. We only have 4 different y values, so we're gonna write 0, 1, 2, 3. We're not gonna write 1, 2, and 3 twice, okay? Because we don't write them twice. We only write them once. And then to finish our mapping, we're just going to draw our arrow going from -3 to 3. That's saying that -3 is mapped to 3. Okay? -2 is mapped to 2. -1 to 1. 0 to 0. 1 to 1. 2 to 2. And 3 to 3. So that's all they're asking for that. Okay? If we're ever given a mapping and we see more than one arrow coming off of an x value, we know it's not a function. Okay? All right, number 2. State whether the ordered pairs is a function. Explain your answer. So, this guy is not a function. Why? Because we have x's repeating. We have 2 3s. We have 2 2s. We have 2 1s. So this is not a function because the x's repeat. That's all you have to write. You don't have to get fancy with each input has more than one output. You can simply just write it's not a function because we have x's repeating. Okay? Number 3, it says to draw a mapping. I'm going to let you guys do that on your own. I'm just going to walk you through, are these a function? Are both of these functions or not? Number 3, we have yes. And that's because each x is unique. It doesn't matter that we have the 5s repeating in our y. So that is a function. Okay? Number 4, that is not a function. And the reason is because we have our x's repeating. Okay? So you have to be careful. You have to read these questions carefully. All right? So that's lesson 1.1. Please let me know if you have any questions.